Hello there, it's Celeste. I'm back with a New Year's reading. This is going to be just a little bit different from if you just watched the January reading. This one is just about New Year energy. It's about what we're bringing in, what we're calling into our lives, because it's my belief that, you know, life is going to happen whether we participate or not, and we have two choices. We can live intentionally or we can let life happen to us. That said, I always, we have to understand that whatever we're creating, we're always co-creating with people around us and with the resources that we have available to us, and that some people manage to be very resourceful and others manage to not notice the resources that are around them. So there's always a combination of things, and so I like to look into the new year in terms of being more intentional, being more resourceful, and being more empowered. So I'm going to pull one card that represents the energy of this reading, and then I'm going to get into it with tarot. Wow, that one. I think it wanted to come out. Here it is. All right, regeneration. You know what's funny is I saw that card on the bottom of the deck when I was starting to shuffle. Regeneration. So what is regeneration? This is the energy of something that was, cut off, or possibly it was dead. And it's about regrowing. It's about starting over. It's about creating from the wreckage, creating from the old or the wasted or the dead. And I think that's really apt energy for some of us right now. Let me start with, I'm just in love with this tarot deck. I love it so much. I'm going to start with this deck. So, Spirit, give us some information for this writer, the writers that are this reading's meant for. What is this reading going to be about? Regeneration. What are we regenerating? All right. Okay. You have been making a decision, hung up on making a decision, and there's the Emperor. So that can be another person. It could be you. Got some decisive, powerful, it's like no BS energy. Okay, you have made a decision to walk away from something on the theme of regeneration. I'm going to try to get this card up where we can kind of see it in the picture, but it's not taking up all the room. All right, there we go. Regeneration. I don't know how much of that is going to be visible, but all right, you're walking away from something. You've just made a decision to absolutely take control of something. You're walking away from something, and whatever that is, that's where the regeneration energy is going to come in. The regeneration begins with an ending. It's a new beginning that's beginning with an ending. And this is your decision to walk away from something. Spirit, what is this writer that this reading is for? What is this writer walking away from? Knight of Cups. Pull one more. Getting a couple different ideas. Okay, I wasn't sure if this was a relationship reading. This really could be a relationship reading. I'm going to try to read it both ways because, for those of you that aren't dealing with a relationship, I do think that readings can often be read both ways. Sometimes they're very clearly not. For somebody here, you're walking away from a relationship that, okay, you've really lost that loving feeling. And I think this card could mean, I think it's possible that something happened in the relationship where you were like played for a fool. It's also possible that this could just represent a marriage and your desire to be free. Again, like it could be something that, like this could be some kind of a commitment, a public commitment. That's the face that we show on the outside. And there's a tendency here to, you either want to feel like a fool or you did feel like a fool. The wanting to be, nobody wants to be a fool, but when I say the fool is the character in the deck who's starting over, starting fresh. It's nobody wants to be a fool, but the fool is the character that doesn't really, they're not thinking about guarding their hearts. They're not, they're wanting to be young again, wanting to be fresh. And whatever this is that you're walking away from, you're just done with it. But you've been holding on for a long time, and it feels like there's this dead energy, and you're just wondering if you can even, how do you start over when something that you based your life on is dead? If this is about writing for you, because I said I was going to read it that way, then I think you're just starting, it could be you just apply that situation to another situation, which is like you've been, maybe you're walking away from a job that you have lost that loving feeling from, and you're just worried about starting over. Like, it's so hard to start over when you leave a job. There's just so much you don't know that you don't know. It keeps people stuck in bad jobs for years, right? That fear of starting over. I don't want to be stupid again. I don't want to be young again. It was fine when I was young, but when I'm not young, I don't want to do that. I want to pull a little more information about where this situation is at right now. How are you feeling about this? How are you feeling about this, Spirit? How's my viewer feeling about this ending and new beginning? Okay, you are releasing defensiveness. You felt very defensive in the past, and you're letting that go. You have felt like you were in the dark for a very long time, and you're coming out of the darkness. You're feeling, it's not really hope that you're feeling. It's just a trust that everything is going to be okay. Even if things are hard, it's better than where you have been. There's nothing really exciting about this energy. I'm going to be really honest with you. This is hard energy. Yeah, the Knight of Swords. That's a knight that, wow, you're gonna do this. Whatever you're doing, you're moving quickly. You've done all the, waiting, and you're just done with however it is you've been feeling for so long. This is fast movement. Clear, crisp, no bull. No baloney. What are you thinking about this? I want to know what you're thinking about it. So actually, it's funny because I asked what your feelings were. There's not a lot of feelings here, right? I have a feeling that this person, whoever this is, so again, this is the regeneration card. There's something beautiful about regeneration, right? The life is starting to come out of this dead thing, this thing that was like left for dead by whatever forces came through and ravaged it. The light is bringing new buds onto this dead limb. And so how you're feeling right now, this is a very cold reading. There is no feelings here, guys. That's how you're feeling right now. There's hope. There's hope. Tell me about what you're thinking about, what the viewer's thinking about consciously. Thinking about disappointments. Thinking about like all the hopes that you had poured into this thing and that you're ready to let go of those and start new ones. Okay, you're ready. Here's the hope coming in. The greenery coming into the cards. The Three of Cups is about celebration. You're wanting, you're allowing yourself to desire that again. That you can be happy. That there is something else out there for you. Just because this thing wasn't it doesn't mean there's not something else. And you never want to have this, you don't ever want to have to be in this deceptive energy again. I don't know if this is a relationship, I don't know if you had to be deceptive with the other person to kind of survive, or if you had to kind of deceive yourself to stay there. If it was a job, perhaps the same thing. Perhaps you had to hide who you truly were to be there. Or who so hide something about yourself that you felt was really, really important to be there. Maybe you had to hide, or maybe you felt like, oh no, that doesn't make any sense. Never mind. I love it when I think Spirit's saying something. I'm like, it's not coming through. Whatever it is trying to come through, it didn't. Yeah. It's so funny how in this reading, when I asked about feelings, there weren't any. But when I asked about what you're thinking, so I think that you have just turned off your feelings. But this is you wanting to turn them back on. Like you're in your conscious mind. You are wanting this happiness. You're wanting to not be in this hopeless, deceptive, self-deceptive even energy. And you're wanting to move into this. You're like, I remember when I was happy. I remember when I had, I remember when I enjoyed being around people or doing this thing. And I want to feel that way again. And there is a conscious understanding that it can be regenerated, that it can be reborn. But you're going to have to do something, right? You got to leave. I'm never telling anybody to leave a job. I'm never telling anybody to leave a relationship. This reading is for somebody who's ready. I'm not telling you this is how you should feel. We leave when we're ready, and we leave when it's time. All right, I want to pull some more cards. I have quite a few of these on the table. Let me get a different deck. Wasn't speaking to me anymore. Let's pull some cards about what's coming up in the very near future for you. New opportunities. Let's look at strengths and opportunities, because I think we see in the shadow in this reading. Let's look for what's leading us and guiding us. Okay, it did. There's a sense of having survived a storm, having survived a real fight here. And that is that understanding that that you're still standing is an incredible feeling. And here's that Three of Cups. You have a strong desire for connection and for joy in either in your work, if this was a work situation, or if this was you want to be able to connect with the people that you work with. You want to be able to connect with your work. If this is a love relationship, you have this desire to, I feel like you were really isolated and you have this desire for people, to have people around you. You want to just leave the fight behind and be with people who know how to have a good time, right? It's really heavy, isolated energy. Yeah, you're saying no to this. So the King of Wands reverse is that's some fiery, angry energy in the reverse. It's the Fire King in his disempowered energy, in his toxic karmic kind of energy. He's not the most controlled guy. You know, he can be really like kind of sometimes I just lack the words. He's impulsive. He can be quite angry or hot-headed, and not in a nice way, not in a comfortable way. I don't know if that was you or somebody that you have been around. But you don't want to feel that way. If that was you, if you were really angry before, and you could have been, because this energy was pretty dark, if you were feeling very angry or upset, you're ready to use that properly. You're ready to put it to use in your life in a positive way. And I think that this has been coming for a long time, and I think that you have been preparing for the change that you're doing for a long time. It's time to change, and there has been nothing sudden about this. The good thing about that sometimes is when we've already done our grieving in the relationship or at the job, we're super ready to start over. Okay, what else? Strengths and opportunities. My dog's fussing again. I'm gonna have to wrap this up. Defensive. Yeah, I think just letting your guard down is going to help you. You're just going to start seeing things in a different way. You're going to start seeing more choices that you can make. I see you getting really clear on what needs to go in your life and what needs to stay. This is like, I don't know why this was like the Marie Kondo method of managing your life. It's like, does it bring me joy? Nope. Or yes, it does. Yeah, you're getting all this. Yeah, you're, I think you're going to realize that I think you're going to start recognizing all of the things that you have surrounded yourself with that have kept you trapped and defensive. And you're just going to be cutting those things out. I like how the swords are pointing toward these things, this defensive energy, this trapped energy. And this is you just saying, it doesn't spark joy, I guess. It's really going to be the secret to your new beginning. Let me pull a couple of guidance cards for the new year. This is for navigating this energy, by the way. I feel like maybe this isn't the right deck. It's such a dark reading, and I picked these floral cards, but my guides are saying go with it, so we're gonna go with it. How can we work with these energies? Maybe these will lift you up a little. Align your life. Oh yeah, perfect. Align your life. That's exactly what I was getting from this card. What's not aligned and what needs to change. Figuring that out. And just, when you're just like, I'm there, when you're ready to change, you're ready to change. You're ready to cut things out that don't belong. And when you get in alignment, this happens really fast. This regeneration happens really fast. Stuff starts moving again. It's about no longer participating in things that don't work for you. You're just like, no, thank you. Walking away from that. Don't need any of that. Council of Light, divine orchestration, helpers in the subtle realm. What this card is telling you is that you are being guided. You're being guided by your sense. So, we can be very spiritual about it and say, that these are our guides helping us. And if you believe in guides, it may be that. And if not, you can just think of this as your higher self. This is your more aligned self. This is your empowered self that is guiding you. It's helping you through this difficult time. It's about trusting the you that knows what's right for you. That is just tired of all this stuff and knows that you deserve better. And the Sisterhood of the Rose. Beauty and devotion, priestess, mystic, teacher. 2 readings for this. Some of you are going to be finding. So there was something here about, so this celebration card can be about sisterhood, can be about finding your people, some possibly, potentially 3 friends. You could be one of the 3 that are going to help. Maybe people going through the same thing, or people that really understand and are going to help you pull through. And these people are going to show up on your path as you make the changes that you are ready to make. Again, I'm not saying anybody needs to do anything. You know if you're at this point or not. I know when I was at this point in my life, I knew. And nobody could have talked me into it before I was. Sisterhood of the Rose. This is a message maybe for somebody. Maybe you're going to be inspiring people to, maybe you're going to help somebody else. And I don't mean that you have to make yourself into some big teacher. We can be teachers and priestesses to people in our lives on a small scale. We don't always have to have this big. I think sometimes these days when we think of priestess, mystic, teacher, we think of having a huge business around it. And that could be it for some people, helping people deal with whatever they've dealt with. I think a lot of times it happens on the micro level where you start attracting people in your life who really need your guidance. Just people in your friendship circle. People are I know that she went through something and I'm interested in how she got through it, kind of a thing. I know when I was going through something in my life, I had 3 friends that were going through almost the exact same thing. And it's funny, when we all got done dealing with it, we just sort of parted ways. And I don't think there were any really bad feelings about it. It just that we no longer resonated with each other. We no longer needed each other's companionship all the time. So maybe there's some people coming in to help you with this. It wouldn't be a new moon reading without these. These are angel cards. I like these cards because they have little words on them, but there are some angelic messages. So if that's your thing, maybe one of them will come up. Maybe one of these words will help you through. These are the word cards that I choose my word of the year from, by the way. Archangel Sandalphon. I've heard your call for help. Your prayer will soon be answered. determination, perseverance, and patience will lead to a positive outcome. Sticking to it. Have you ever made a decision and then backed away from it? You know. Gratitude. Being grateful for the messages that you have received through this difficult time. It's very difficult, and not everybody is keen on being grateful for the rough times in their life. I'm a person who believes that I have become better because of the bad things that I've been through. I don't think you have to feel that way if you don't want to. But I know that people that do tend to be very, very resilient and very resistant to shame over the tough times in their life. Heart and soul. When making your decision, take into account what the heart and soul are saying. Sometimes your mind can deceive you. Choose through love, not fear. So when you're making a tough decision, asking yourself, do I love this? Am I running toward what I love, or am I running away from what I fear? It's a big decision that you can make in your life and how you live your life. And nothing has made a bigger difference in my life than that decision. Choosing to move toward what I love and to just not choose. And that's not about the kind of fears that help you. Like, fear can sometimes be a really great teacher, right? That's not what it's about. It's more about like staying in a relationship that's bad for you because you're afraid of change. That's the kind of fear I'm talking about. The unknown. Don't fear the unknown. This is a great time to be working on that fear of the unknown. Every new beginning starts with an ending. You remember the new growth on what was once lost. Creative potential. You, by nature, are infinitely creative. Life is a sea of creative potential just waiting to be expressed through you. You are free to express all your heart's desires. If you have never done a word of the year, I would invite you to choose any of these words. I'm going to pull a couple more on the grid, and you can let the word guide you throughout the year. You can just think about it, journal on it. Put it up near your workspace, which reminds me that I have my words. Positive thinking. So I think like positive thinking is really important. If you're not there, it's, don't force it, but when you're there, you know it, right? It's a muscle that you can kind of flex. All right, last one. Courage. You have what it takes, just do it. All right, I hope that this New Year's reading was helpful for some of you. And I'm also posting a January 2020 reading, either today or tomorrow. It depends on how fast it uploads. But I hope that you guys have a great month. I will be back soon with another reading, but probably not until probably going to be next week sometime, just because I know what I've got on my agenda. All right, you guys have a good one. Bye.